Naomi Osaka sent the tennis world into a bit of a frenzy last night after revealing that she would not be doing any press conferences for the 2021 Roland Garros Championship. Osaka released a statement on her social media platforms which reads, "Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. I'm writing this to say I'm not going to do any press during Roland Garros. I've often felt that people have no regard for athletes' mental health, and this rings very true whenever I see a press conference or partake in one. We're often sat there and ask questions that we've been asked multiple times before, or ask questions that bring doubt into our minds, and I'm just not going to subject myself to people that doubt me. I've watched many clips of athletes breaking down after a loss in the press room, and I know you have as well. I believe that whole situation is kicking a person while they're down, and I don't understand the reasoning behind it. Me not doing press is nothing personal to the tournament, and a couple journalists have interviewed me since I was young, so I have a friendly relationship with most of them. However, if the organizations think that they can just keep saying, do press or you're going to get fined, and continue to ignore the mental health of the athletes that are the centerpiece of their corporation, then I just gotta laugh. Anyways, I hope the considerable amount that I get fined for this will go to a mental health charity. XOXO, peace and love." Alongside this post on Instagram, Naomi included a video of Marshawn Lynch repeatedly telling reporters, "I'm here so I won't get fined." Then she also put this infamous video of Richard Williams stopping a reporter mid-interview after he was asking Venus some questionable questions. Naomi's announcement generated quite a bit of praise, Venus herself commenting, "Girl, do you. Your life is yours to live." Then rappers Nicki Minaj and Cordae voiced their support as well. However, there were some people against the Japanese woman's decision, saying it's one of her responsibilities. In response, she tweeted and later deleted, "Sir, I'm paying the fine. How are you going to tell me how to do my job? You don't see me come and tell you how incorrect your form is while you're sitting on the couch." Other people were saying that it's these reporters' job to ask these questions and that she shouldn't be gatekeeping journalism from aspiring younger talent. Speaking from the aspiring younger talent's point of view myself, I kind of don't see an issue at all with Naomi's decision. She's doing this as a personal thing, not as something to get back at the organizers or something. She's doing this personally in order to protect her mental health. And if she says that she doesn't feel great, especially after a loss, talking with the press, then so be it. People were saying that she was only doing that because it's the French, a thing where she typically doesn't do well at. Thus, she's more likely to lose early and doesn't want to do the press. Honestly, that probably is some of it, as Naomi just doesn't want to talk to anyone except for her team probably after a loss. She clearly doesn't like the whole process after a defeat, and I remember one time in particular at Wimbledon in 2019, she told the moderator that she felt like she was about to cry and left mid-presser. The players obviously don't like speaking to the press after matches, as I remember in the Australian Open this year in particular, there were a lot of tears. Serena actually left her post-match press conference after losing to Osaka in the semifinals after reporters asked her about retirement. That shows the side of just pure disappointment, but at times the press adds salt to the wounds with their poor and sometimes offensive questions. Serena Williams, after winning her quarterfinal match at the 2015 US Open, said that she didn't want to be there at all. Then in 2017 at Wimbledon, a reporter inappropriately badgered Venus about a fatal car accident a few months prior. And in 2019 at the same tournament, Wimbledon, a British reporter incredulously attacked Konta after a loss.
33 unforced errors, and then you had a smash at the net which you hit straight to her, and then towards the end of the third set you had a double fault and then missed a drive volley. Do you not have to look at yourself a little bit about how you cope with these big points? Because it's all very well saying it's a lot to do with your opponent, but there were key points when you perhaps could have done better.
Is that in your professional tennis opinion?
No, that's just as a watching spectator with everyone else in centre court willing you on.
Okay. Again, I think...
And the numbers are IBMs.
Okay. Okay, I don't think you need to pick on me in a harsh way. I mean, I think I'm very open with you guys, and I say how I feel out there, and if you don't want to accept that answer or you don't agree with it, that's fine, but I still believe in the tennis that I play, and I still believe in the way I competed, and yeah, I don't have much else to say to your question.
I'm just asking you as somebody who presumably wants to go on from here, learn from this, and win a Grand Slam one day. Is it not something that you need?
Please don't patronize me.
I'm not
I would have.
patronising
No,
you,
no,
Jack.
you are. In the way you're
I
asking,
apologise if you
in
feel
the way
that.
you're asking your question, you are being quite disrespectful, and you are patronizing me. I'm a professional competitor who did her best today, and that's all there is to that.
Then most recently, this year at the Monte Carlo Masters, Hubert Hurkacz had no reporters attend his press conference, which was quite disrespectful, might I add. So that's just some of the reasons why we have players skip the press. Naomi won't be the first to face the fine, but she's the first to come out and say, hey, win or lose, I'm not doing any press conferences in this tournament. Now, she may do interviews with the Tennis Channel or something, but as far as the official French Open press conferences, it's a no-go. Venus, who applauded Naomi for her decision, doesn't like doing press at all. She was fined after falling in the opening round of the 2015 French and 2016 Australian Open. At the French, she was fined $3,000 and at the Aussie $5,000. Also in 2010, after one of their doubles matches at Wimbledon, both Serena and Venus were fined $4,000 each. Naomi might get fined between $5,000 and $10,000 per match, but if you all watched my previous video, you know that she can definitely afford the hit. As a matter of fact, a lot of top players can definitely take the fine, but there are actually fewer cases of them skipping conferences than I thought, which shows you the power of these tournament organizations. I think the bottom line, these tournaments need to do better and invite the people who are truly passionate about the sport, like myself and other YouTubers/smaller creators. But there are a lot of politics behind these things, which is why oftentimes we see these really surface level questions from people who know little about the sport. Also, much of these questions are so repetitive. It's no wonder why these players despise the media process so much, win or lose, especially after a loss. Now, don't get me wrong, there are definitely some good reporters at these events, but there are far too many subpar journalists being continuously granted access. I do feel like the press and media are important in growing the sport. Billie Jean King was adamant about getting the press to cover women's tennis to further stimulate its growth in the 80s. However, I think we should truly listen to Naomi and her concerns because I'm sure a lot of players resonate with what she's saying. As evident with last summer's boycott and messaging throughout the US Open and Cincinnati Open, she's no longer afraid to stand for what she believes in. Naomi's quickly become one of the most influential players of this generation, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if other players fell in her lead. To prevent this, something has to be done. The responsibility shouldn't fall on players like her, rather it should be the system so that we ensure the overall well-being of the players while furthering the sport's development. That's it for this video, and let me know what you think of Naomi's decision. Do you agree that the press should be reformed and essentially be put in its place, or is it the player's responsibility to just sit down and answer these questions? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe and click the notification bell so you're notified whenever we post new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Grand Slam Tennis News Today.